Hello, y'all. My name is Tavia Davis Blackhawk, and I'm trying to save my children. That's my biggest priority. I am a mother. I have 11-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter who I'm supposed to be co-parenting with their dad. Um, I was forced to let my son basically I was forced to co-parent. I let my son go visit. I didn't let my daughter go because her dad had broke her arm. But while I was reporting everything, I was being told I was exaggerating. It didn't happen or whatever, but still being pressured severely that you can't keep his children away from him. So I let my son go visit. He never let me see my son again. I've been set up, brutally assaulted, jumped. It's been 7 years and they've been acting like I'm the problem, but not telling me what it was. I'm like, oh, we're taking you to court. Oh, I'm going to beat your ass when you come out here. I was born into being treated like this. I've been being treated since I was born. So as an adult, I'm finally putting things together. I never did nothing wrong. So now I'm asking the questions. What did I do wrong? What are you taking me to court for? Press the charges. Give me my children. And I'm just coming to this understanding. I'm was mostly nonverbal, autistic, ADHD, short-term memory loss. The only thing I've been diagnosed with everything except for autism. The only thing I self-diagnosed myself with is autism. I've been diagnosed with short-term memory loss, PTSD, ADD, ADHD. Yeah, I'm not gonna list everything, but I was mostly nonverbal most of my life. I mind my business, peaceful, and people always be like, "Oh, I'ma fuck with you," because they see that I'm a peaceful person minding my business, and they think that they can control dominance over me. I mind my business until people mess with my peace. Don't see me minding me. Don't see nobody minding their business and think that you're about to come fuck with them. That is weird as fuck. So now they're finding out the hard way. As a child, nobody was talking to me. I was only being brutally, physically, and sexually abused. Now, I've always read books myself and got education myself, but now I'm starting to understand more as I breaking out of isolation and socializing, and they're real quiet now. They're real quiet. Like, I went to go get my kids and they've moved again in completely keeping me from my children. I've been going for 7 years trying to get my children. I've been brutally assaulted, almost unalived several times. I was in shock all of my life. I did not understand this. As a child, I was just being brutally assaulted and told that everything was my fault and that I was evil and this and that. And I'm trying to figure out in my brain, what did I do? What is this happening to my body? And I was on backlog until 2024, and I'm just coming to understanding. Now, Erica Mason came into my life in 2023, not physically, but through social media. I started seeing her on my For You page and all of that. She messaged me in 2024. I could not communicate because of my life. She set everything up in a way where it's clear that she has low self-esteem. And so she didn't believe she won't really talk to me. So she didn't believe that I would really like her. I guess she felt like she had to be famous or whatever, but I really liked her. I've been isolated my whole life. All I really wanted was a family and someone that really loved me, but I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate, even though I've been isolated my entire life. I'm very picky on down to my deathbed. I will die on my deathbed telling somebody fuck them. Okay, I am not desperate. Y'all forbid. But so she can't see clearly. I cannot communicate. She took it personal. She wanted me to come on her little excursion with her. I wanted her to come on my excursion with me. I have plans. My daughter is into sports. I've already did everything that I wanted to do in my life before my children were born. I wanted to be a published author. I did that. I'm still working on more books. I wanted to retire young, so that I could work on other things. I retired at 23 just by the grace of the Most High from the U.S. Army. I came up on a med board when I first got in the military. They gave me a med board and I turned it down and I chose to stay. But then I came up on an involuntary one and they med boarded me out. I could not turn that one down. So I had a 5-bedroom house at 21. I'm not going to go over all my goals because people end up being weird and hateful and jealous when I use my energy to try to lift people up. But then people see my energy, it does what it's supposed to do and lift them up, but then they turn and hate me and it's weird as fuck. But anyways, so, and that's just talking about people in general in the world, because I go around the world seeing people, with low self-esteem, and I always try to bring them up, but then they end up hating me and then pushing me out, and it's weird because it doesn't matter. But anyways, it seems she wanted me, and I've supported her. I've had to stop some support because of the way that I was being treated and disrespected, but it was always my intent to support her for as long as it was respectful. But then because I didn't do the things that she wanted, she's acting like a spoiled brat. And so she's the center of my world. My life low key revolve around her. After the Most High, after my children. And that's where she messed up, because she tried to put herself before the only two people that she's below. My children come first, the Most High come first. After that, all hers. My children are being abused. Everybody's ignoring me. Like that's weird as fuck. That's very weird as fuck. But while she was going on her trips and stuff, I was going back to try to get my children that are being abused by myself, which she's ignoring me on. I had plans for her to come on me. She went on tour, I went on tour too, to save my children by myself. We was doing stuff at the same time. We were both doing things that's very important to us at the same time. She went and did what was important to her. I went and did what was important to me while I was still supporting her, while she was also still in some ways supporting me. Not the way that she thought, just by communicating, because I was completely isolated, so it might not have been what she wanted, but the way that she's treated, like, I had to go try to save my children, which is what I did. My children are being abused. No, I'm not going to go to Tulum with you while my children are being abused. I still support you. No, I do not support you being a celebrity and going to Hollywood, because I know what that is. My cousin, Jatara Davis Dillard, was supposed to be a singer. Her social workers took her to talent camp, so she was 13 years old. She ended up getting pregnant and having my little nephew. She basically like my sister, even though she's my cousin, my blood cousin. We don't have any connecting parents, but I'm going to call her children my nephews, nieces and nephews, because we were raised like siblings. So my little nephew, which is really my cousin, she ended up having my little nephew James at one of them sex trafficking parties that they had her at. Her mother, Sharon, was born on our family land. There's no birth certificates for her. My cousin Jatara was being brutally assaulted from a child. They'd send her to the hospital. The hospital would keep her for a month or two, and then they would say that she has a bone disease, that's what they would say. But I watched a guy break her bones with a bat, and she didn't do anything but walk to her house. Me and my cousin Dion, we weren't doing nothing. We was just in our yard playing baseball, and it accidentally hit the guy's window. She was walking from the front yard to the backyard to her house, which is on the other side of the guy's house, and he came out and just started beating her. She ain't even had nothing to do with nothing that was going on. But he just wanted a reason to beat her because he had been messing with her for a long time. And that was only one thing. They would constantly just beat her, break her bones, send her to the hospital, and then everybody would talk about, oh, she's bad. She didn't do nothing wrong. I was a child, I was watching it. And they talked about her like they talk about me. She didn't do nothing wrong. When she started defending herself, then she started getting talked about even more. Oh, she's bad, this and that. She's been being brutally assaulted since she was 3 years old. Now, she had that one child, James, outside of marriage because her social worker trafficked her. She got married to Curtis Dillard, who was in the male side of the group home that she was in. And he became a Marine. And the system, they stay in control. So they encourage him to cheat, whatever. Offered, basically him to sell his children, which I believe he did. She had 4 other children by him. So she has 5 children. They took all 5 of her children. Her children are completely lost to the system. Nobody has no access to them. They medically, after they took her last child, she kind of went crazy. She started carrying around a backpack and pretending like it was her. Like, she completely lost her mind. The government was doing stuff to her. She was running around panicking. They're doing, like, I'm being gang stalked. They were gang stalking her too, but they made her completely lose her mind. I'm fighting them back. I was only brutally assaulted my entire life. I never got hugs or whatever, and people imagine like that I'm just evil and will snap and kill anybody. No, I was pushing people to see, because I was blind. I was pushing people to see who's evil, who's not, and now I see. And that's why last year when I was like, I came out a bit racist because I was brutally assaulted and kidnapped by 15 police officers, physically and sexually assaulted in front of my child, for resisting arrest charges. Completely, they were stalking me like they're stalking my cousin. And so I didn't know who to blame. So if I came out and I just made everything good versus evil, the evil would have blended in with the good. So I made everything about race. That way, those who are evil will still be evil. I did everything intentionally, but I did not have emotions then because I was in shock. But then because I was being racist, the way people started, and I felt that, and I was like, but I was doing everything I was doing intentionally so that the evil would be more evil and boastful, which they did. So now I know who my targets are. I'm not racist. If you're just a white person and you are not racist, you're completely safe. I'm not slow. I did what I did intentionally so I could know where my targets are, because most of my family is suicidal. I'm not. They assume because I'm mostly I was diagnosed slow from a child. They had me in special ed. I don't talk. I do not interact with society. Then they reached and insulted my child, reached and insulted me and my child, and me in front of my child, to make my child fearful of them. Now we have a problem. So now I had to separate and see what's going on. Now I know who my targets are. If you black and you hurting children, you're not safe. If you white and you hurting children, you're not safe. It was never about race. I did that to cause people to be comfortable being themselves and to think that it was about race, so that they would think everything I did was intentionally, and it worked, and everybody showed their true face and their true colors. I can see clearly now. If you seek the Most High, you are safe. If you don't, you are not. A lot of people, I'm very patient. I'm on assignment from the Most High. I'm not just going to snap out and hurt anybody. That's not what I'm going to do. But like I said, my cousin, she lost her mind because the government was gang stalking her like they're gang stalking me. I'm fighting back. All I know is pain. They imagine that I'm going to be irrational, which my cousin became irrational, lost her mind, started carrying stuff around like it was her baby. And they took her and put her in a mental ward. A police officer is the last person that she was discharged to. They kidnapped her during COVID. I called this police officer. I requested the information from my cousin. He has never got back to me. Never got back to me. He's the last person my cousin was seen alive with. She hasn't been heard from in going on 5 years. Now, they're trying to do the same thing to me. It's been a couple of months since they've been sending me death threats and all that stuff because I've been fighting back. All I know is pain. I could do this all day long. I could do this all day long. They're not going to win in Eliyahu's name. Wrong, right one to mess with. You know? So I've been going through that, dealing with that, trying to get my children. While Erica has been wanting me to come to her concerts because she wants to help me. She don't even know what I'm going through. But she got a tailored help, right? But I've been supporting her. I like her. I love her. I'm going through stuff she can't even handle. She can't even understand. My children on the daily don't know if they're being physically, sexually abused, though some days they are. And nobody will help me and my children. No, I did not come to her events because she approached me like a hoe. The system completely isolated me from everybody and told me one day you're going to be promiscuous. Because my entire life was only brutally, physically, and sexually assaulted by design. And then they only left, and the truth is gonna sound weird, but they're mad because the seeds that they planted in me didn't take root because I'm my father's child. They brutally, physically, and sexually abused me, didn't get no hugs, nothing. So they tried to turn me into a monster. And so they were looking for something in me that they placed in me that they never found. So then as an adult, like I'm just running. I'm running all my life. I'm seeing, and I don't talk. I'm mostly nonverbal. So then I become an adult. I have children. I have nieces and nephews. I don't talk. As a child, I did not talk to the adults because I was in this war with the adults. I was literally in this war with the adults. When I was in elementary school, the teachers constantly had to separate me from everybody because there would always be a war between me and the teachers that I did not start. It just always happened naturally. The students would all only listen to me and would not listen to the teacher. And I would be telling them the truth about the Most High. And so I would always get separated. And so it came to a point where they made everybody line up outside to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Because I was telling everybody, like that's worshiping false gods and stuff. And I would turn the kids against everything that the teachers were teaching them. And the teachers would try to turn the students against everything that I was teaching them. All throughout from elementary school, from the first grade to high school. This happened. Everybody I'm a loner. I isolate myself. Everybody just comes and follows me and asks me for advice my entire life. And I always run from the crowd because I'm not God. But everybody be like, oh, always coming to me for information. And so I've been at war with these people, and I would always try to start child versus adult wars because I was being brutally, physically, and sexually assaulted. So I thought all adults were evil. So I refused to be an adult until Erica Mason came into my life because I'm attracted to her and she's younger than me, which made me have to grow up. And then also because I only hang out with my niece, nephew, daughter, and my niece was like, TT, you're a grown up. And so everybody that was like trying to force me to be grown, that was telling me, oh, you're grown, you have to have sex, this is what you got. And I was just like I'm very stubborn. So I was like, I'm very stubborn, but I was not self-aware, so I couldn't see what I was doing. But to what I was doing looked weird to everyone because I would not talk to any adults. And I did not feel safe around them because I was being brutally, physically, sexually abused. But I seek the Most High, was on my healing journey. But when I would watch the kids, I would go in the room, I would lock the door because I don't feel safe with the adults. And so, yeah, hindsight, that does look weird, but I was locking my enemies out. They know now, everything that was going on because, the kids they've always been old enough to talk. Um, so, and they would say, we'll be up in there working out, doing art, learning. I just had severe anxiety around the adults. I did not hang out with adults. Um, and yeah, now that I am aware and coming into being an adult, yeah, that does look weird. If I was looking, I would be like, "What the fuck you going?" That does look weird, okay? But I was an adult now, which was a child running all of my life from the brutal physical and sexual abuse. And then now I was an adult, but I did not see myself as an adult because I was trying to I had regressed and had refused to grow up. But then my niece was like, TT, you're a grown up. And that kind of like shooed me along. Like, okay, the kid is like, you're not one of us, fam. You're not one of us. So that was like, okay. So that was like, okay, if I'm making the kids feel uncomfortable, and not in that way, because I never did. I completely was non-sexual because I was brutally physically and sexually abused. I was just a big ass kid, and I only hung out with the kids. But if they was like, like, you're not one of us, and it wasn't even like that. It was like, like, because I did act like a kid, and they're like, feel like you're a grown up, and so that that like put me like, I don't know, that made me feel like, I don't know. But then Erica came into my life. I thought she was older than me, but then when I found out she was younger than me, that forced me to have to mentally stop being a child because she's younger than me. So I think she's 4 years younger than me. I don't know, I was coming out of shock. So since then, I've been putting myself in adult situations, adult conversations, which I still hate because, like, why the only thing y'all want to talk about is sex? Like, I'm getting really annoyed. Like, I'm feeling to the point where, like, I just want to get on y'all nerves and annoy y'all. That's what it feels like because I don't want to talk about sex, which is making me just want to be a kid again. It's what I really feel like. It really feels like I'm just about to start getting on everybody's nerves, but I'm going to try not to do that. But I hate that all the conversations are about sex. I hate it so much. But getting back on point. So Erica's mad at me because she feels like I didn't support her, but if she pays attention, I actually did and I never left. I just did not do all the things that she wanted me to do because I wanted her to come with me. I wanted her to come with me as I got my kids back, and then in generations later, like when we have grandchildren and stuff, like this is our story. And she didn't come and do the stuff that I wanted to do. So she didn't come and do the stuff I wanted her to do that was so important to me. And I didn't come with her to do the things that she wanted me to do. Because we both had things to do. We both, for the first time, put ourselves first. So does that mean we can never love each other? Because we both decided for the first time to put ourselves first? Wasn't I still there supporting her? Wasn't she still there supporting me? So why does she hate me? Why do you hate me, Erica? Why do you hate me? What did I do to you? What do you feel that I did to you? Did I not support you the whole time and only establish boundaries when you kept disrespecting me? How long was I how long was I on your supporter club? And I would have stayed forever. But I had to let go. I had more things planned. I had anniversaries planned, gifts planned that I had to let go of because you stood your grounds on disrespecting me. I've said why I feel you hurt me. How did I hurt you?